Hey, you guys. So I am back with another video. It is Angela Smith of Anjanelle and the Anjanelle Online Sewing University, where we help you to master the basics, build your skill set and confidence, and create some of the hottest trends. And we do it all virtually. All right. So this video is going to be pretty short, sweet, to the point. I know a lot of you guys are excited about now being able to do pants, right? I received a lot of good feedback on the pants video, so I'm just going to take it a step further. In this video, we are going to talk a little bit more about pattern manipulation, okay? So I'm going to show you basically how to do a few different types of pants. I'm not going to actually sew the pants together in this tutorial. I'm just going to show you how to manipulate the pattern, and then of course you'll be able to put the pants together yourself, okay? So, very first thing that I want to show you is how to do just regular skinny pants, right? If you wanted them really fitted, really hugged on the ankles, on the thighs, how do you manipulate this pattern, okay? Really easy. Now, you're going to need some additional measurements. What I always do, as you know, you lay down your pattern on top of new muslin. You're going to trace this out so that you can keep your original, okay? Then you're going to make all of your alterations to the tracing, okay? Then you're going to cut it out and do all of that so that you have various patterns that you can choose from. You never want to mess up your original, okay? So, for this pattern, you're not going to touch the waistline. You're not going to touch the hips, okay? These are your measurements. You may have to go in just a little bit, but for the most part, we're not touching anything above the crotch line, okay? Your issue, if you want them extremely tight, is you need to go below the crotch line, from the crotch line all the way down to the ankle. And all you have to do, of course, you're going to grab your thigh measurement again. Then you can measure from your thigh to your knee. Grab your knee measurement. Then you can go down to your calf, measure your calf. Then go down to your ankle, measure your ankle. That's if you want them extremely tight. And then what you're going to do is basically just do those measurements on your tracing. You're just going to add those. Okay, add those markings. You're going to, of course, split it in half because this is the front panel of one leg. So whatever measurement you get, for example, for your thigh, okay, which is right below the crotch line here. It'll be about this area. You're going to take that measurement and take half of that. Then your knee, you're going to measure down to your knee. Take that measurement, do half of that. Your ankle, do half of that. And then you're going to connect those to where you're probably going to have something that looks very similar to like this. If you imagine this part being cut off, they're probably going to look something like this, which I know looks a little bit funny, but that is going to give you your desired look, okay? So let's keep moving on. The next type of pants that I wanted to show you are palazzo pants. Palazzo pants are really popular. They've been in style, I mean, decade after decade after decade. If you don't know what palazzo pants are, those are just really wide leg, loose pants, okay? They're not hugged anywhere. They're not hugged on around your butt. They're not hugged on the thigh. They're just really loose, really wide leg. So what you'll do with that, again, you're never really going to touch your waistline, okay? Unless you want a scrunched up look. Like if you want to make the waistline bigger, then you take your gathering stitch or you put some pleats in it. That will really be the only way or the only time that you would alter the waist, okay? But other than that, we're not touching it. So for this particular pattern, what you're going to do, if we keep the waist the same and we keep the small hip the same, you're really going to start widening out. If you know what the wide pants look like, you're going to start widening out right here at the small hip. Okay, so where we have our small hip, you're going to kind of go at a diagonal line, and you're going to add however much you want, you know, however wide you want them to be. So you're going to make your mark here. You're going to connect that here, of course. And then another area, if you want to make them even wider, you can add to this side of the pattern. But again, you're not touching your crotch line or your waist unless you really want like an extravagant pleating and gathering and things like that to be added as well. Okay, so really, really simple. You're just going to add. Now keep in mind, however many inches you add down here to this pant to make it wide, you're going to do the same thing for the back. Okay, because keep in mind, again, this is just the front of one thigh. So all 4 pieces, you know, or once you do the front, of course, you're going to cut 2 of those, and then you're going to cut 2 of the back. I love really wide leg pants. They look so good in African prints. That's what I personally like. And then you can also add them to a top and do a wide leg jumper, which I absolutely love. Another thing you can do, because this is pattern manipulation, you guys, you remember the pattern that we did when we made our pockets? When we made our J pockets? Well, guess what? That's another thing. If you make you some wide leg pants, bam, come up here and you can add your J pocket to your pants. How about that? And now you have a pocket. You have really wide leg pants that come all the way out. That's really, really cute. Okay, so I do things like that all of the time. I also like to do inseam pockets. Inseam pockets are really, really easy. I've actually shown that in another tutorial, so make sure you go back and you watch. But with the Palazzo pants, I absolutely love putting pockets on it. I mean, what's better than a wide leg pants with pockets, right? That's the best, okay? Another thing that we can do, because we're just talking about different pattern manipulations, another thing that's really popular are bell bottoms, right? And bell bottoms you can do 2 different ways. Now with bell bottoms, majority of the alterations, like a lot of these, are on the bottom of the pants. So I'm just going to slide these up just so you can see more of what I'm doing, because bell bottoms, you know, some of y'all know those things can get really ridiculous depending on how spectacular you want it to be. Now, if you don't like the fitting of this, again, remeasure your thigh and do an exact measurement. So with the bell bottoms, you can do it 2 different ways. Sometimes people start the flare around the calf muscle, some a little bit lower than that. Some even start all the way up at the knee. So you want to make sure, again, you go down here, you put a line to mark your knee, you mark your calf, wherever you want them to cut off. Okay? Then what you're going to do, and again, you can do this 2 different ways. You're just going to, let's say we want it here. We've already taken it in. We're just going to figure out how high up we want to go. And we're just going to add, you know, we're just going to add on to it. So we're going to do a measurement and make sure you take your measurements, guys, because you're going to have to do the same thing. So imagine you're going to have to do the same thing to multiple pieces. But imagine adding some flare on that side, then coming over here, adding some flare on that side. So that would be how you would do your bell bottoms. Another way to do your bell bottoms is if you actually wanted a seam here, meaning you trace this pattern and you cut it off. You actually cut it off. Okay, so let's pretend like that's cut. Then Do you remember your circle pattern? Do you remember your circle for your circle skirt? Well, how does that look? Again, two different ways. And all you'll do for this bottom part is you're going to take that measurement. So let's say that you want it to start flaring right at the knee. You're going to take your knee measurement. Make sure your pants are altered to hug coming into your knee. Then what you're going to do is you are going to take your knee measurement, divide it by 6.28, and you're going to create this circle. If you don't remember how to do that, go back to my circle skirt video and you'll actually get that refresher that you need. But then you'll have a seam right here because you're going to sew that circle pattern to wherever you cut your actual pants. I did a fabulous pair of these for my birthday. They were really, really extravagant. I did them really, really wide, and then I gathered them. So imagine something like this. And this is a pattern that I did for a circle top. But I'm just going to kind of ruffle that in there so y'all can see. This will give you the ultimate flare when you walk. And all I did was I created the circle skirt pattern. I gathered it in there really, really good all the way around. And then I attached it. So I'm going to show you guys a picture of those in this video so that you can see. But there's so many different ways that you can go with your pants. So I want you to have fun with these. You know, if you're getting ready for something like a show, I know some of y'all are beginners, but I'm just going to throw that out there. If you're getting ready for like a fashion show or something like that, and you just take time to go through different style of pants that you want to wear, just keep tracing this front pattern over and over. Then just take your time and just play around with different designs. If you want to do cutouts, if you want to leave the side seams open to where the leg is exposed, if you want to play around with different fabrics, like make the front of the pants white and the back of the pants black, or, you know, one leg white, one leg black. You can go so many different directions. Now that you have your pattern, you can do so much. Okay. So I just wanted to show you those really quick things, you know, easy ways to manipulate your pattern, and we will pick up. I will see y'all again next week. Angela Smith signing out. That's all I got for y'all today.